This program is brought to you in part by...
Good morning, guys. Well, during this COVID-19 pandemic, I've had a lot of spare time to clean out my garage, clean out the storage unit, clean out my bedroom, everything. And I found the coolest thing I used to play with. Hold up. Woo! I'm back. And this is it. You guys know what this is? If you said a Game Boy, you're correct. This is a Game Boy Color. I think I got it around 1998, 1999. So I was probably 5 to 7 years old. I was in kindergarten. I used to love to play this thing. My ultimate favorite game was obviously Pokemon, red and blue version, and then yellow version came out, Pikachu edition. But red and yellow version, man, that was my game. So I've been doing some research and I figured out we can teleport into my Game Boy. I just have to plug it into my teleportation device. So, let me go get my teleportation device real quick. Whew, got it. All right. Are you guys ready to teleport into the Game Boy? Well, let me get this out. Now, when I was researching, they did mention something about a Nintendo telecord. I think I have one. Whew. I knew I had one of these around the house. Well, let me plug it in. Woo. Entering my coordinates. See you guys there. Whoa, it actually worked. I'm in the game. Well, now let's see where we're at. Well, that's definitely Professor Oak's laboratory, so we're in Pallet Town. Why do I have this backpack and hat? Oh, that's right. When I was in the main screen, my character had a hat and backpack. What is that? Oh my gosh, what is that?
Pikachu?
It's a Pikachu. That must be my Pokemon. Well, there's gotta be a Pokeball in here somewhere. Here it is. Well, I'm just gonna put it in his Pokeball.
Pika.
Seriously, dude, can't you just get in your Pokeball, please? It would make this a lot easier.
Pika.
I don't understand, Pikachu. Do you want me to carry you, pick you up? What do you want, bud?
Pika.
I'll take that as a yes. All you had to do is ask, little buddy. Let me get you.
Pikachu. Pikachu?
Oh, so I have to invite you up.
Pika-Pee.
Now you tell me. Woo. Alright. Well, hop on.
Pika.
Boy. Well, where should we head to first?
Pika.
I like your thinking. Cerulean City it is. Let's go. Hold on, Pikachu.
Pika-Pee.
Don't fall over, buddy. We're almost there.
Pikachu?
It's nice out here.
Pika-Pika.
Almost there. You hanging in there?
Pika.
Say hi to the students.
Pika-Pika.
Woo, almost there. Well, we made it, Pikachu. You okay?
Pikachu?
I think this is where we're going to teach today. Well, Pikachu, you want to take a little nap while I teach the class?
Pika-Pika.
Alright, go ahead. Get my whiteboard out, guys, and we're going to begin. Man, that kind of sounded like Pikachu. My super duper mathletes! You guys ready to do the last 3 examples of our circumference review? Well, let's do it. Let me set up the board, okay? This is our first example of the day. I'm going to set it up in 3, 2, 1. Pretty cool, huh? All right, well, we have a semicircle figure. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 semicircles. 2 of them are the same, so that means I'm only going to have to do 1 of these. Let's go ahead and start. I want to use blue. Okay, so I'm going to write my method. Pi times diameter times, what is it? 1/2, good. Plus length. So I have my 6, and I'm going to multiply it by 3.14 because that's the diameter, and 6 times 4 is 24, carry the 2. 6 times 1 plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18, very good, and my decimal point. So now I have step 1, 2 down, and I'm going to multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2. So I take my 2 and 18 and 84 hundredths. 2 goes into 18 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. Subtract and I get 0. Bring down your 8. Don't forget your decimal point. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, 8. Subtract, I get 0. Bring down my 4. And 2 goes into 4 2 times. So now I have 9 and 42 hundredths. I need to add my length. And that's just adding 6. So I take my 9 and 42 hundredths plus 6. And I have 15 and 42 hundredths. So 1 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and write that here. Arc 1 is 15 and 42 hundredths, and so is arc 2, 15 and 42 hundredths. All right, let's move on to the small arc, arc 3, which is 2 centimeters. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I have pi, 3.14, well, I'm going to move over here actually, 3.14 times 2, and it's just going to be 8, 2, 6, just multiply straight down everything by 2. You guys got that easy. So now I'm going to divide by 2. 6 and 28 hundredths divided by 2. Let's do it. Now, it's almost as if I could have just done 3.14. And you know what? That is going to be the answer. We literally multiplied by 2, now divided by 2. We're going to get that answer again. All you have to do, because we did these 3 steps, is add your length, which is your 2. So I take my 3 and 1/4, add the length 2 centimeters, and I get 5/14. So arc 3 is 5/14. Here's another trick you could have done, guys. And I may do this coming up right now. I'll show you 2 different ways in a second, actually. If you were to divide this by 3, 15 and 42 hundredths, you would get 5 and 14 hundredths. That is because the diameter here was 6, and the diameter here was 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 and 42 hundredths divided by 3 is 5 and 14 hundredths. So that's how it works. So if you wanted to, in order to find a diameter of 10, what could you multiply this by? Good. You would multiply it by 5. So we're going to do that after solving it the usual way, and we're going to see if it worked. So let me go ahead and get my red out, and let's just solve 10 just the normal way, okay? So I have 3.14 times diameter, and guess what? All you got to do is just add a 0 and repeat the top, because it's a power of 0 trick. You're multiplying by 10. 2 decimal places still. Then you take your 31 divided by 40, and you divide it by 2 because you're multiplying by 1/2. 2 goes into 3 1 time, subtract, I get 11 because you bring down your 1, decimal point. 2 goes into 11 5 times, 2 times 5 is 10. Bring 1, bring down the 4. 2 times 2 goes into 14. How many times? 7. Good. And then I bring down my 0. I'm not quite sure. Oh, the 0. I didn't even really need to include that. So now I have 15 and 7 tenths. I got to add my length. So I take 15 and 7 tenths plus 10. Oh, sorry. I got confused for a second. Plus 10 equals 26 and 7 tenths. So now we're going to multiply this by 5 and we'll see what we get. So if I multiply by 5, I have 5 and 1400ths times 5. 20. Oh, I can already see it's not going to be quite the same, is it? Well, actually it may be. 5 times 1 plus 2. Oh, it is! And 5 times, plus 1. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 is 26. So we could have done that route also. So I'm going to add that here, 26 and 70 hundredths. Now let's add. This is going to be a lot of numbers to add, so it's okay. 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. Good. Let's take your time a little bit. 4 plus 4, 8. Good. Plus 1, 9. Plus 7, 16. Very good. Decimal place. 1 plus 5, 11. Good. Plus 5, 16. Plus 6, 22. Very good. 2 plus 1, 3. Plus 1, 4. Plus 2, 6. So our answer is approximately 62 and 68 hundredths. All right. That ends our first example. Well, let me set up example 2. Well, this is example 2. And we have to find the circumference using pi. Now let's talk about this shape because circumference, that's on the outside. So these semicircles, we don't have to worry about the inside. We just have to worry about the arc. So I'm going to draw an arc outside the semicircle. That's what I need to measure. And that's what I need to measure. If you put those two together, guess what? You get a full circle. And you don't have to measure the length, guys, because that's in the inside. So let's look. Now to solve this, I just need pi times diameter. My diameter here is a straight line that's measuring this line, which is, remember, it would be outside through the center, outside. So that's my diameter, which is 14 centimeters. So now I have 3.14 times 14. And I have 4 times 4 is, good, 16. 4 times 1 plus 1, good, 5. 4 times 3, 12, good. Now, placeholder, which is the 0, and it's just a cross because it's times 1. Just repeat, 4, 1, 3, add them together, and I get 6. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 plus 3 is, good, 4. Don't forget your decimal point, 1, 2, 1, 2. So now I'm at 43 and 96 hundredths. I've finished the arcs. And I said it's 43 and 96 hundredths. So woo, that's taken care of. Now all I have left are my lengths. Right here is done, right here is done, just the length. Now it says from here to here, well I should have drawn that, sorry. From here to here is 27 centimeters. These are congruent lines. They're parallel. They're congruent. So this is also 27 centimeters. 27 plus 27 is 54 centimeters. And if you want to check your work, you can. 27 plus 27, 7 plus 7 is 14. 1, 2, and 2 is 5. So 54. So that's the length. And I said that's 54. If you want to make that a decimal, you most certainly can. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply 6 times 0. Add. 6 plus 0 is 6, 9 plus 0 is 9, 3 plus 4 is 7, and 4 plus 5 is 9. And your answer for this would be approximately 97 and 96 hundredths centimeters. I'm going to step back and let you take a photo. That ends the first part of our lesson. We're going to do example 3 somewhere else, all right? Maybe we'll ask Pikachu. Pikachu, the lesson's over. Attaboy.
Hey, you! Yeah, you!
She talking to us?
Pika.
Challenge you and Pikachu!
What do you think, bud? Alright. Pikachu, I choose you! That was a good one, Pikachu. Well, let's pack this up and get going. Right? I was telling them the same thing. It sounds like you, kinda.
Pika pika.
Well, where should we go to next?
Pika pika.
Nah, not there.
Pika pika.
Fuchsia City? Alright, let's do it. Woo. Doing a lot of running today.
Pika.
Kind of empty out here. Is COVID-19 happening here too, Pikachu?
Pika pika.
Everywhere. Say hi.
Pika pika.
Almost there. Woo. Fuchsia City. Man, this place is pretty cool. Well, Pikachu, should we set up shop and do our second lesson here?
Pika.
Alright, I'll let you get some sleep, bud. I wish that was as cool as Pikachu's electricity. Math group, you guys ready to finish up and do example 3? Well, let me set up my board in 3, 2, 1. Voila! So, what you're going to do is find the circumference of the shaded figure using pi. Now, the cool thing about this problem is there's tons of shortcuts. However, I'm going to show you those shortcuts, but we're going to take the long route first, okay? Well, let's just do part 1, which is identifying just this semicircle. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to find the circumference of this semicircle. So the formula for this is it's going to be different. Let's write it first. It's pi, so pi times diameter times 1/2. But this time, what aren't you doing? Good, you're not adding your length, because right here, that's all dotted lines. We're only measuring part 1's right here. These little semicircles, the outside, we're gonna worry about later, okay? So we just need the arc. So that's the only formula we're doing. Now I'm sure you're wondering, Mr. Smith, what's the diameter? Well, look it. We still have a diameter here. Look at this straight line. It goes to the center, straight. What do you notice? Good, it does have a radius of 9. And it shows my other radius 9. So, the diameter in return is what? Good. It is 18 centimeters. So even though we won't measure this length later, we still need it for our diameter. Let's go ahead and multiply 3.14 by 18. 3.14 times 18. 4 times 8 is, good, 32. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 3, 11, good. 8 times 3 is, good, 24 plus 1, 25. Very good. Okay, now placeholder, and it's just times 1, so rewrite 4, 1, 3. And let's add our partial products. And we have 2. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. And 2 plus 3 is 5. Count your decimal places. 1, 2. 1, 2. So the circumference, oh, what did I forget to do? Good, I forgot to multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2. So I take my 56 and 52 hundredths and divide by 2. 2 goes into 5 2 times. I'm going to separate that. Get that out of the way. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract 1, bring down the 6, and I have 16. 2 goes into 16. 8 times, don't forget your decimal place. 8 times 2 is 16. Subtract, and I have 5. 2 goes into 5. 2 times, subtract, I have 4. And I have 12 left. And 2 goes into 12 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12, and I get no remainder, 0. So this is 28 and 26 hundredths centimeters. That's part 1. Now I need to do part 2. So I am going to show you one of the shortcuts here, but there's an even better shortcut. So where's my blue? I'll just use purple. Okay. So here's the found the blue. Here's the first shortcut. We have semicircle 1 and semicircle 2. They have the same diameter. So I want you to tell me, what will I not have to do? What could it be? Take a guess. Good. You only have to solve for one of them. If they have the same diameter, they're both semicircles, they're going to be the same exact circumference. Now remember, I am just solving for this arc, not the dotted lines. You are only doing this little shape that looks like a vampire's hairline, right? So that's all you're doing. So the formula you're going to use is pi times diameter times 1/2. So let's just solve for that. We know that pi is 3.14, and we know that my diameter is 9. So 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 1 plus 3, good, 12. 9 times 3 plus 1, good, it is 28. Now, here's something what do we have to do next? Good, divide by 2. So, I'm going to take my 28 and 26 hundredths, divide by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. And 1 times 2 is 2. 0, bring down your 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 0, bring down your 2. 2 goes into 2 one time, don't forget your decimal point, and I get 2, 0, bring down your 6, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So guess what? All you have to do now is just add up your arcs. So I had, I had 28 and 26 hundredths. I have 14 and 13 hundredths. And then this semicircle 1 and 2 are the same. So I have another 14 and 13 hundredths. I want you to look at, let's add first. 6 plus 3 is, good, 12. All right. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Good, it is 5. 8 plus 4 plus 4. 16, very good. Don't forget your decimal point. Everything's lined up. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. It's the same thing. 5. I want you to look at this answer. I want you to look around this answer, look around the board. And I want you to look at the 14 and 13 hundredths and look around the board. Okay? What do you notice? Look carefully. Look at the 28 hundredths. And what do you get here? What could I have done? Think about it. Now, it's going to sound a little different, but if you said I didn't have to show any work here, guess what? This time you are correct, because if I have a diameter of 9, and I have another diameter of 9, that's 18, and you're doing both of these. Guess what? The diameter here was also, the diameter here is 18 for the larger one. So these circumference inside is going to be, if you multiply one of these by 2, which we did earlier, then you are going to get the same circumference. So all you got to do is identify the outside circumference, and you could add that together. So let's go ahead and just do that simple addition and see what works. So if we would have said that, red was our first step. So if we were to say that we did the first part of the work and we had 28 and 2600ths, and then we're like, you know what? We know that these two diameters together are going to be the same as 18, so it's the same exact problem. Then you knew that you could just rewrite 28 and 2600ths. And 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5. Decimal point. 8 plus 8 is good, 16. And 1 and 2 and 2 is 5. Guess what? They equal each other. That's the major shortcut. You know what? On that note, not mic drop, marker drops. That ends our lesson for the day. Let me get this erased, guys. Good job. Oh, take a picture if you like, okay? Good. Okay, get your review done. We have a little test on starting Thursday. Well, that ends today. Let me pack this up. Did that wake you up? Come here, bud.
Hey, you with the hat.
What did he say?
I challenge you and Pikachu.
This guy wants smoke with us, Pikachu. What do you think? Guess what I was thinking. Pikachu, I choose you! That guy had no chance with me and Pikachu. We're the best duo!
Pika pika.
But my dude, I didn't know you could turn into Raichu during a battle.
Pika pika.
Oh, makes sense. You like to be Pikachu when you're outside the battle. Very cool. Pikachu is cooler.
Pikachu.
Well, my dude, since we've been learning together, we've been fighting together, just overall having a good time together, you want to go home with me, man?
Pika pika.
Really? Alright, well, let me put you in my backpack so that way, and I promise, I'll never put you in a Pokeball, I promise. The only time I'll put you in something is my backpack to keep you safe, okay?
Pika pika.
Alright, we'll stick your ear up so you can breathe. Or hear, sorry. Well, maybe breathe, I don't know, you're a Pokemon. Well, let me get my teleportation device out. Let me put in the Game Boy. Enter my coordinates. Alright, Pikachu, you ready?
Pika pika.
Let's go, buddy. Oh no, Pikachu. I forgot to plug in the Nintendo telecord. It brought me to Galaga. Pokemon